Hi everybody, it's Noelia with My Moxie Dreams. Thanks for joining me today. Today's video is going to be our weekly reset, and this is the first time we're going to do one whole video. So this may be an hour long. If it is, I am sorry. If you are new here, welcome. I hope you enjoy this kind of content, and if you do, I would love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel. For everybody else, welcome back. Now you can see here that I have a guest who has taken over my desk. She won't move. I've tried, and I'm just gonna let her stay here. Here is Lucy. It is Sunday. Typically I do these videos on Monday, but I've decided that I'm going to be really good about no spend Sundays. And so we're just gonna dig in, okay? We're gonna close out the week. We're gonna decorate our weekly, and then we're gonna decorate our dailies and do our finance tracker. Oh, she's gone into her loaf position. Okay, so if you guys know, this is my theme for January. She's absolutely gorgeous. Let's go to our current week. This week wasn't as bad as last week, but we do have some calculations to make because I did not do these calculations before I got on with you. So let me get a Post-it. I'm at my desk, and so I have all my things. So let's do, where are my, I'm like all over the place. It's because it's Sunday. I'm not in the right state of mind. All right, let's do miscellaneous first. And you'll see here that this, you'll see here I have a Costco 191.31, but part of that was food. So that's why I broke it down right here. So we're just gonna do miscellaneous because I have a lot of credits that hit under miscellaneous, and I just wanna make sure that I do this right. So let's go ahead and start with 166.86, 276.62, 32.99, 30, 1906. Okay, that brings us to, I hope we're doing this right. I'm gonna put this right here, 525.53, and then we have the two negatives, minus 63.97 minus 264.09 equals 197.47, right? So miscellaneous is, even though I spent a lot, credits from past spending are here. So 5206, 2957, 7244, 68, 40, and then the 2498. That should come out to 287.05 plus the 197.47. I'll chat with you guys right now. I just gotta 44.52. Okay, I think that is correct, but let's just, you know me, I want to double check because once I log it in my graph spender, it is important that it's correct because it's there forever. Okay, so minus 63.97 minus 264.09, 484. One says 52 and one says, I'm gonna go with the 44.52. I just am. It's okay that it's, if it's off 50 cents, it's fine. So let's go here and we're gonna do food 287.05, and miscellaneous spend is 197.47, and that brings us to 484.52. I'm praying that I can get myself on a budget, you guys, like really follow a strict budget, because it's no bueno. It is no bueno. So 484.52 is what we're gonna put. 484.52, and this is December 6th through or January 6th through 12. And remember, we're gonna do 484.52 is our spending, so we'll put it right there. And then the red one, where's my red one? How much was food? Food was $287. So we'll go like right here. Because remember, we're doing, let's do it right now, shall we? We're doing, the black is total spending, even though there's just the two. Let's see. Black is the total spend of that week, and the red is total food spend. That way I can track both this year. The goal is to track how much I'm spending on food versus overall spending. And as you guys, we've talked about, that was a big spending in that specific week. But I promise from this point going forward, it should be under this. It should be under $500, you guys. Oh my word. Okay. So that is done. It's super important for me to pre-plan. Today's Sunday. I brain dumped it on Saturday. That's my typical day where I relax. The week is over and I am brain dumping the previous week and the upcoming week. So my work stuff is already here for the coming week. And then I have appointments and whatnot already scheduled and things that are important to me. As I mentioned in the last video, I kind of broke these down, finding that I really love the layout. Again, the reason why I'm going to start doing these on Sunday, the goal is so that I can start my week clean and not pressured. Because typically what ends up happening is on a Monday, early in the morning, before my work day, I'm like trying to get in the videos, and I don't want to do that this year. I want to have them done Sunday, have them prepped and edited, hopefully for a Monday release or at the latest a Tuesday release. So that is the goal for me this year, is to not stress myself out on Mondays, because Mondays are stressful for me. Just because when my bosses are home, even when they're not, it's a lot. So that is the goal for this year, you guys, for me at least. I feel like my Tombows are drying out, and maybe because I've had them for a gajillion years, but they feel like they're drying out. I don't know if you guys can tell or not. They're not as bright. Okay, let's get our colors here, or stickers. Let's get these and just do our zipper. I hope you guys are okay. I hope your first 2 weeks. I don't think I did a video last Monday just because, again, it was my first week back from vacation. My bosses, did they come back? Yeah, they came back also from their Chile trip. They're building a second home. They already have a house in Chile, but they're building a beach house. And so they came back from that family outing, and it was nice for them, but it was crazy when everybody was coming back. All right, we're gonna do these little guys. I think yeah, that'll work. You can see here from last week, I did the meal plan, didn't really follow through my steps. I started my retinol, and it causes my face to peel so bad that I have to do it like once every 3 days until my skin gets used to the new one. Okay. All right, let's do one of these littler guys. And then we will go and see what is left. I realized last video, that I start stories and then I don't finish them. And listen, I've gotten better at that than in the last couple years than I used to. But I noticed in this last one, I really, for reals, was all over the place and started to talk about this note that I have here, and then talked about my mom's rare genetic disease, and then never got into what it was or any of that stuff. So we'll talk about that as we get into decorating the dailies. All right, so this is done. We're going to take this out and take this out. And then this goes here for tomorrow, starting our week. And this goes here. And this is this. This goes behind here. It kind of bothers me that I have to move my weeklies. And I've thought about changing that because before all the weeklies used to be here behind the current week. But because I would like to have this dashboard with my meal plan and also this little tab to take me straight to like January overview to-dos, I like it here, which causes me to have to put the previous weeks in front of the month, which is weird. So I gotta iron that out. So our week is ready to go. We have everything set. There she is. Hopefully I won't spend a lot of money this week. Trying. All right, let's get into our dailies. We're gonna go ahead and add stickers, but first we're gonna decorate and get ready for the week, and then we'll go back and add the stickers for the previous week. I mentioned in the last video that in order for these dailies to work for me, I needed to have the days of the week for each date for that month. All of the month of January has the days already placed. All right, so here is what we need for the dailies. We need our weeklies. These are tiny. I'm gonna see if I can get them super close so you can see how tiny these are. These are the tiniest stickers ever. And basically what I did is I went week 1 through 52 because to make it similar to my Moleskine, I like to know what week I'm in that particular daily. So like here, I put the weeks at the very bottom. So you'll see the sticker right at the corner and it just says what week I'm on. So week 1, now we're on week 2. This, what we're preparing right now will be week 3. So I'm gonna take this out and make sure that I go to Sunday. How are we already gonna be? Is that accurate, you guys? Jeez Louise, we're already gonna be the 3rd week of January. Okay, so let's first put our color. Let's just do our coloring here. So I'm gonna hopefully share this story and not get sidetracked. So the story is my mom has a rare genetic disease. My mom got in a car accident, gosh, I want to say it was like, it feels like it's been 9 or 10 years. And so I was like, so she could have died. Like it shook me. She lived with me for a while because her injuries were so bad. At any rate, after she recovered, her ribs, her collarbone, everything kind of healed, I was like, we're doing a top to bottom physical on her. Now, before this happened, before my mom got in this car accident, she had struggled. She had choked often, and we used to joke with her. I remember the first time, she was probably in her late 30s or something, maybe early 40s. And we were at a restaurant and she was choking on a sliced pickles like in her hamburger. And I remember just getting mad at her because she would get up to go to the bathroom to try to deal with it herself instead of like doing the universal I'm choking sign. And so, you know, one time she went to the bathroom and my niece went and followed her and had to give her the Heimlich maneuver to get this thing out of her throat. And so it was always kind of like, we would tease her about it, like, you know, eat slower, you know, whatever. It was always like a little joke that my mom eats too fast and that's what causes her to choke. So and that was in her late 30s, early 40s. But as she got, you know, throughout the years, it would happen more often. And, you know, it was like, I don't know, we would not, it became a concern. Like, why is this happening? So after she got into her accident and we were kind of making sure she was at tip-top health after she healed, I took her to a throat doctor and they're like, oh, it's something with her sphincter and her esophagus or something. And so they did a surgery and my mom was like, no, that's not what it is. Or, you know, she was trying to advocate for herself and the throat doctor was like, oh no, that's what it is. And so that was that. And she had the surgery and within a week, not even, the same things were happening. She was choking, she was having trouble swallowing. And so I'm like, what the heck? But we couldn't get down to the bottom of it. Okay, we just were like, there goes Lucy. Hi, you want to get out of frame so that I can finish what I'm doing, my love? Oh, yeah, okay. There we go. Alrighty, have a good day. Love you. So fast forward, one of the other things we had done is I wanted to get her eyes done and get her new glasses. It was all part of the overall health for her. And we go to her doctor, a new doctor, and it happened to be some doctor that came from Stanford once a month to this eye place, this eye center. And we walk in, and I walk in with my mom, and the lady looks at my mom. This doctor, eye doctor, looks at my mom, and she says, have you ever been tested for OPMD? And I'm like, I look at her like she hadn't even given my mom an exam or anything like that. She's like, have you ever been tested for OPMD? And I'm like, I don't even know what that is. And my mom's like, I don't know what that is. So she immediately goes and tells her assistant to print out this thing about OPMD. And I'm gonna leave it what it is, what OPMD stands for. It's like ocular fillage, something with your throat, muscular dystrophy. And again, we're at an eye doctor, okay? But she's a specialist who, for whatever reason, by the luck of the draw, my mom was assigned to her. And then her second question was, do you have problems swallowing or have you choked? And I remember turning white and just having this like gut punch, like, oh my God, how does this eye doctor, we've been to a million doctors, nobody knows what the hell's, why my mom has this issue swallowing or choking. And here I'm at an eye doctor, and she's a specialist from Stanford, and she immediately just clocks it by looking at my mom. And so her assistant prints out all this stuff. She tells us, go to your doctor, ask for a genetic test, do this, that, the other. So we start to research this, and I'm in shock because everything that and mind you, this genetic disease at this time was predominant in French Canadians. My mom is Hispanic. My mom is, we laugh because her genetic breakdown is Mexican Italian, and we make fun of her all the time that she shouldn't be making Mexican dishes anymore because she's more Italian than she is Mexican. And so we tease her about it all the time. And so we're getting our weeks now. And so we started the process, and then in doing this investigation, we realized it became a full circle because my grandmother, my mom's mom, had died choking, and she was all by herself at her home. And she, when they found her, they found that she had choked on food she was eating. And nobody thought anything of it until we started to research. And one of my mom's sisters said, oh yeah, they told us that she had this, but we didn't know what it was. And rightfully so, because it isn't something at the time that the US was really putting money or studying. It was mainly all the information I found and the doctor had given me, the Stanford doctor and the San Francisco, anybody we talked to about this disease, this rare genetic disease, had no idea what the hell it was. Her cardiac doctor was like, I've only heard of 2 cases, and that was when I was a resident. So anyways, we get my mom tested. I had to pay out of pocket because her insurance would not pay it. Her insurance is like, this is a rare genetic disease and it's in Canadian French. Your mom's not. No, we're not going to pay for it. I paid for it, and it came back that not only did my mom have OPMD, her genetic, it's a repetitive gene that comes up in your thing, and hers was so severe. It was one of the most severe. We took her to UCSF. We did all of these things that needed to be done, and there was nothing they can do. They're like, hey, there's nothing we can do. And all this to say, did we do everything we're supposed to, you guys? Yeah, right? We have our current week. I'm just making sure. And then we have our dailies. All this to say is that 10 years ago, it was gut punch. Like, oh my gosh, there's nothing they can do. She's done like 3 eyelid surgeries. And because the muscular dystrophy attacks her eyes, her throat, and basically her whole body, all her limbs, it predominantly attacks her throat and her eyes. So she's had multiple eyelid surgeries to help her see. And then over the last 10 years, it's gotten worse. 3 years ago, they told her that she needed a feeding tube because she couldn't swallow anymore. And she refused. She's like, no, I can. The scary part in all of this is that it is passed down. And so because my mom has it, all of her children has a 50-50 chance of getting it. My brother and sister have it. All of my mom's brothers and sisters have it. My sister and my brother started having signs of choking and their eyelids drooping in their 40s. And they finally got tested and they both have it, my older siblings. And so we stopped going out to eat because my mom would start choking, and it takes a toll on us as her family, right? There's nothing we can do. It's not like a baby choking. You could stick your finger in and get it out. The Heimlich maneuver doesn't work because it has to do with her muscles in her throat. Nothing, you could try to unstick it and it won't work. And so all of this to say that on Christmas Day, she choked so bad that we have come to terms that 2 things are going to happen if my mom doesn't get a feeding tube. The first is that she will choke in front of us, and it'll be a traumatic thing to see that happen and not be able to save her, or she will be alone in her apartment having a meal and we will find out. So I've come to terms with the fact that that's how my mom is going to pass. The point of the story is on Christmas Day, she had this thing happen and it was worse than I had ever experienced. And I knew right then and there, I'm like, I'm gonna lose my mom this year. It's gotten so bad that I know I'm going to lose her this year if she does not get the feeding tube. My kids were traumatized, more so than usual. It is a brutal and horrific disease, and it is so rare, but thank God there's progression here in the US. Okay, we're gonna get our stickers here, guys, because I'm talking and I know you guys are probably, but in order for me to tell the story, I gotta go kind of slow, and you guys know this is a book. This is a sticker book from Catspresso that I purchased. It comes 2 in a pack. This sticker, somebody asked where I got it from. This is from Tahoe. When we go to Tahoe a couple times a year to go for our summer kayaking trips. And this I bought at either like Lake Tahoe or Truckee or somewhere. So that is where this little VW is. I have these little things that are numbered 1 through 31, and it's just so that I can pull stickers ahead of time so that I'm not wasting your time as I'm looking for the stickers to go for each particular day. All right, so, and every day is already kind of laid out. I know what I want to do. Recently, an article of a case study that they're starting to do in New York that's really, really promising. All this to say is that after Christmas Day, watching my mom, I think it was the first time that fear hit me, not for my mom, because I know any case studies that happen, it's too late for her. She has only one choice, get a feeding tube. That's the reality. And she is refusing, which she and I have gotten multiple fights about it. But at any rate, that Christmas experience, what that did for me is made me realize that I need to get tested. And the reason I want to get tested is because I want to plan our time or make pozole. I feel like those 2 are too close together, don't you? I feel like those are too close together, so I don't think I want to do that. And it just, I don't know, it kicked in, the fear in me kicked in about I have a 50-50 chance of getting this. I was of the mind, like, I'm not going to do it until I start to have signs. And I talked to a genetic doctor in 2020, and she was so nice. She's like, Noelia, you don't have any signs. You shouldn't get tested. And I felt the same way. I'm like, I have no symptoms. I am totally like cool about it, and I'm not going to worry about it. But watching my mom and watching my kids, the fear that came over their face, watching the possibility of her passing in front of us, it kicked something inside of me that I was like, I need to know so that I can prepare. And so, yeah, and I talked to the kids about it because I'm like, wouldn't you want to know? Because if I don't have it, that means immediately my children don't have it. There's a part of me that just wants to know for the sake of having that relief that I have not passed it on to my children. I think that is what Christmas did to me. Let's see, reading, and then the oil change. So yeah, so I think that's what happened. And it just, I don't know, an urgency came to me in that moment after experiencing that. And so I contacted my genetic counselor again and was like, hey, I want to get this done. And again, she reached out and she's like, Noelia, I don't think this is a good idea. Like, there's no reason. Brain dump first planner, custom pocket. She was steadfast about it. She's like, you have no symptoms. And mind you, here's the thing. You can be a carrier and no symptoms will ever show up. You can be a carrier and have mild symptoms that, happen in your 60s or 70s. The chances of anyone having it as severe as my mom, like, it is a case that they know my mom's is the most aggressive they've seen. And so the likelihood of me having it as bad as my mom is very rare, on top of the fact that this disease is rare, right? But my brother and sister started having their symptoms in their early 40s. Thankfully, from my understanding, is that they have the swallowing issue, but not as severe as my mom, which makes sense. Only because my mom started to have the choking episodes or issues with swallowing when she was in her late 30s, and it has progressively gotten worse every decade. And I have no signs. When I say I have no signs, I have no signs, no issues choking. And listen, y'all, I am a piggy when it comes to eating my milk duds, anything caramel related is my life. And I typically tend to eat these at night, which is so bad, you guys. I'm like, and mind you, my new chocolate covered pretzels with caramel and sea salt, Lord have mercy, I am in trouble. At any rate, I have no symptoms whatsoever, like at all. And so she was adamant. She's like, I don't think that this is a good idea. I don't think you're a carrier. And even if you are, you have no symptoms, which is telling me, my counselor, that if you do have it, you either have one that is not showing, or that, you're going to have very minimal. If you do, it'll be in your late 60s, 70s, and it'll be very minimal. So she's adamant. So I talked to my kids and they were like, why do you want to do it? It's because I want to just that peace of mind that my kids don't have it. That is the reality of the situation. Are we in 9? Work. How come? Oh, work. Yeah, I have work. I'm like, why do I have this one that says bill? Because I did my expense report. So I'm gonna kind of do I want to cover? I'm gonna have to cover. So let's just put expense report 104209. And that way, if I cover this, it's okay. I think for me, it became more of a fear, not for me, but for my children. That I want to just put my children at ease, that they don't have it, that I don't have it, and they don't have it. And that's why I want to get tested. My kids are of the mindset that, Mom, if you have it, you probably won't have symptoms till you're in your 60s or 70s, because I don't have symptoms now. So they're like, why are you worrying about something that's may happen in 25 years from now? And progression that they're making in New York right now on the case studies that are working to paralyze this specific gene. If I were to test positive and start to have symptoms in my 60s or early 70s, there's already things in the works to help. And even more so in 50 years, when my kids would be at the age where they would be starting to have symptoms, if they have it, there would be so much advancement in the OPMD progression to help this particular disease in the US. Now, Canada has a bunch of advancements. We're just now catching up, and also, doing, it's just, we're starting to catch up and care about this disease because it's become more and more prominent outside of French Canadian people. With all that being said, you guys are like, well, how did this become a medical thing? It's because it's been super weighing on me. Like, it really hit me hard watching my mom on Christmas Day. And it, again, we've had this happen many times, but this time was different. This time was the realization that, oh my gosh, this is really how she's going to pass, and the fact that this could possibly be in front of us. My children are saying not to get tested. And so that's where this little thing comes in. Where is it? I think it's here. Where it says, I'm not my mom, so my experience, I'm gonna cry. I'm not my mom, and so my experience will not be like my mom, and therefore my children's experience won't be like mine and my mom's. Again, because I think that, I'm so sorry, you guys. I think it's because watching her on Christmas Day and seeing the fear in my kids' eyes made me think, I never want my kids to see me struggling like this and have that fear of not being able to help in any way. And that's what kickstarted all of these, like, talk to my genetic doctor again, and I need to figure out if I have it and all this stuff. And it wasn't until I met with my therapist, she was like, well, what is driving you to want to have this test done? And I'm like, I don't want my kids to experience what I'm experiencing with my mom. And then this lesson birthed out of that comment, because I'm like, wait a second, I've never been like my mom. I've always had a different relationship with my children than I have with my mom. If I had it and I had a choice to get the feeding tube, I would immediately get it. I would never allow for what I'm going through with my mom as her primary caregiver to have my kids experience that. And so this aha moment, as Oprah used to say, changed everything for me. It changed everything for me. And I no longer have the need to do the test. I no longer have that fear, because I know if I have this disease, I will handle it so differently than the way my mom does. And that just gave me peace of mind that I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you. So last, thingamabob, last video, I talked about kind of the rare genetic disease that my mom has, but didn't really get into it. In this video, you guys got it. You got the full story. Hopefully you guys aren't freaked out. Hopefully you guys aren't bored, but that's the reality. My mom has this rare genetic disease. I have a 50-50 chance of carrying it. I am going to be 49 in April and have no symptoms by the grace of God. And so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it simply because of this. And I'm going to type this out and put it in my planner so that I see it all the time, because this changed my perception of this whole disease, and it's been a good thing for me. So that's the story. For those of you who are new, I promise things are never this deep. All the others are giggly, crazy, I'm bonkery. Somebody mentioned I'm kooky and they love it, but this one I just needed to share with you. Hopefully that doesn't freak you guys out, okay? Just so you all know. I'm good, everybody's good. So this is our week. Okay, she's all decorated and ready to go. I'll probably fill out some more stuff. not a lot craziness going on, but there will be work craziness just because, you know, my bosses are back from Chile. Here is our spending, which will start tomorrow. Here is, let's just go through our cute little thingamabobs. Our Elena stickers, which I love. They're all set and ready to go. Lazy day, printer stuff. Belle tried to make deviled eggs. It was so funny because she did not know what the hell she was doing, even though I gave her instructions. Running errands, Ford. I finally read that damn book, and now I'm going to start, I'm starting Love Wager. I think I put them here. Did I? Let's go under trackers. I can show you guys my cute little, you guys have seen this before. My little library book collection. I'm not really big on reading a lot, but I've tried. So this was a series. I didn't know it was series. I started with the middle one when I was supposed to start with this one. So it was the middle one, the first one, and the last one. That last one, my God, it was, I don't know. Megan Quinn is normally good. That storyline was so horrendous, but I finally got through it. Okay, and then we have planner set up, custom template that I did, laundry, my skincare, work, reading, Costco, work, my expense report that I finally got in. Lord, I hope I get that soon. Work, finished the book, I think, here on Saturday. Binged Gilmore Girls. I have a new spreadsheet that I'm using, and so I spent most of this morning kind of just doing the budget overview and then recording a video. I'll be able to put a sticker there. And then we have week 3 started and ready to go. We have all of our appointments. Why do I feel like I missed an appointment? Here, the pest control people are supposed to come. Somewhere between 11 and 1. And I got to go to Sausalito this week. I just don't know what day of the week they're going to want me there yet. All right. And then there we go. Sunday. So that is our long video with our long dramatic story. No need to worry about me or to be fearful. I am happy and healthy right now. And my kids are happy and healthy. And that's pretty much it. All right. Okay, everyone, I adore you. Again, if you are new here, welcome. I promise they're not always this deep, but if you enjoyed this kind of content, I would love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel. For everybody else, I adore you. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time. Bye.